Hey guys, the Sports Entertainer here, back with some more wrestling news. Our first story of the day looks at Chelsea Green reacting to her Women's United States title win. Now, there's no doubt that a lot of wrestling fans are very happy and proud of Chelsea Green for becoming the inaugural Women's United States champion at Saturday night's main event. And in an interview with Byron Saxton, Chelsea firstly revealed, quote, "Well, Byron, I always knew this was going to happen, so I know you're surprised, and that's so cute, but I'm not. I've been doing this for 10 years. I worked my entire life to be an overnight success, and this is my time. This is my night, red, white, and green." This was the response that Chelsea Green gave to Byron when asked about etching her name in the history books as the inaugural Women's United States champion. Quote, "I would say, duh. I'm in the history books where I belong. I should have been there 3 years ago, but I was released. I should have been there in 2015, but I wasn't hired. So now is the time. Now is the freaking time." Honestly, it's great to see Chelsea Green finally get her well-deserved big moment in WWE, and hopefully Chelsea starts the lineage of the Women's United States Championship with a bang as its inaugural champion. Next up, Triple H coming out of retirement for Kevin Owens. Now, this is honestly pretty far-fetched, but Sports Key to Wrestling put out an article detailing the possible reasons behind Triple H getting in a bit of a physical altercation with Kevin Owens, following Owens' shocking attack and piledriver on Cody Rhodes. And one of the reasons given was a possible retirement match for Triple H, with the article explaining this with, while it's a long shot, given Triple H's current health status, it's easy to imagine that sitting on the sidelines for WrestleMania 40 gave him the itch to find a way to finally bow out on his own terms. With Seth Rollins and CM Punk seemingly set to collide on Raw in January, there could be an open spot in the main event of WrestleMania Night 1, which could belong to the game if there was a way for him to step back into the ring one last time. Triple H was never able to have a retirement match, and this could finally be his moment. Now again, this is pretty unlikely given Triple H's health crisis that forced him to retirement a couple of years ago. But in this business, anything is possible. And it's not completely far-fetched to imagine that Triple H would want a proper send-off, perhaps putting over a superstar like Kevin Owens in his last match. Next up, a WWE legend makes wild prediction about Dominik Mysterio's career. There's no doubt that Dominik has quite a unique position in WWE, because while he does wrestle on television quite frequently, Dom also seems to still be able to be featured heavily on television even when he's not wrestling, and still generates nuclear levels of heat, even if he's not overly active in the ring, as Dominik's always right by his girlfriend Liv Morgan's side, and it used to be Rhea Ripley's side. And WWE Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff recently revealed on his 83 Weeks podcast that he's surprised that Dominik's able to generate more heat than any superstar on the roster, despite not having to even wrestle, and that Dom could have a career well into his 70s if his role remains the same, hanging out with attractive women.
AOTV Productions says some people are predicting Dom will turn on Liv and side with Raquel, cementing his position as the biggest heel in WWE. What are your thoughts? Well, you want to talk about fan? Wow, I'd get it even hotter.
There's a guy that doesn't even have to wrestle, and he's got more heat than anybody in the company. It's pretty crazy.
It's like Bischoff in 96.
That really, I mean, he doesn't have to do anything, and he's got heat. It's just crazy. I think it's awesome.
Trigger Cheese says
at this point, Dom's going to be able to wrestle in WWE until he's in his 70s.
Yes,
he's not going to get hurt just hanging out with hot women.
So not a bad gig if you can get it.
Next up, the WWE provide a devastating statement regarding Cody Rhodes. Now, the WWE had released a truly unfortunate official statement last night regarding Cody Rhodes' status following the brutal off-air attack from Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event, which saw Owens deliver an absolutely horrifying piledriver to the American Nightmare, and clearly Cody is dealing with some serious injuries after the attack from KO, with this being WWE's update, quote, "The historic return of Saturday night's main event ended with Cody Rhodes retaining the undisputed WWE title in a thrilling match. But Kevin Owens would bring an end to the night with a heinous attack on the American Nightmare after the broadcast went off the air. Earlier today, it was confirmed that Cody Rhodes suffered cervical swelling and was kept overnight at a local hospital for observation. While x-rays were negative for a fracture, Rhodes has been officially diagnosed with axial compression of the cervical spine, as well as a cervical strain with spasm. Be sure to follow WWE on social media for the latest updates on the undisputed WWE Champion's status. Honestly, this is the furthest thing from being good news, and no doubt this will further the speculation of WWE announcing the heartbreaking news of Cody Rhodes being forced to vacate his undisputed championship. This bleak update from WWE is a signal that it's all over for Cody Rhodes, at least for the time being. Next up, wrestling legends say Gunther will retire Goldberg. Now, next year will mark the official in-ring retirement of Bill Goldberg, with Goldberg set to wrestle his retirement match sometime in 2025 in WWE, as Triple H ended up deciding to give Bill the send-off bout that he wanted, something Vince McMahon clearly refused to do. And no doubt the seeds have been planted for Goldberg's retirement match to be against World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, which is certainly intriguing. And recently on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Time Machine with Mac Davis, Teddy Long and Bill Apter discussed how they believe Goldberg will basically be getting retired by Gunther in his final match. Take a listen.
How should somebody's last match be? Should it be a win, or should it be on their back putting over a newer talent? In the old days, you always went out on your back, didn't you, Teddy?
Well, that's the way it always was. You always left if you were leaving the territory and you were out, you're always the guy that was staying. You always left him strong.
Yeah.
So, like I tell you, Bill, this ain't the old days anymore, man. So
yeah, but that's leaving a territory. This is a alleged full retirement to never wrestle in the
Well, I mean, Ric Flair did that against Shawn Michaels, and Ric Flair laid on his back for the 3 count.
Well, I just used that for an example, leaving the territory. I mean, because that's what things were, but for a retirement match, I mean, if you wanted to do the right thing, if you got a guy there that you wanted to really push and you wanted to really do something with, then that retirement match, I'd put that guy over, get up, shake his hands, congratulate him, and wish him good luck.
Okay, well, can I change my prediction then? So
sure.
Then Goldberg goes out on his back, so to say, puts Gunther over even more. Of course, there'll be the critics, oh, Goldberg's old and he's washed up.
Yeah.
But this will add more to Gunther's classiness as a champion when the two of them shake hands.
Next up, latest backstage update on Liv Morgan's injury. Now coming out of Saturday night's main event, there was speculation and concern regarding Liv Morgan suffering from a broken nose in her match against Io Sky. However, that concern was put to bed yesterday, with multiple reports suggesting that Liv thankfully did not suffer from a broken nose, and that Liv's injury was instead a result of a nose piercing, according to Fightful. This is relieving news to say the least, and the Women's World Champion won't have to miss any TV time, and will likely be featured on Raw later tonight. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.